Okay, I think time to add a couple new stickers to the old beer fridge. These ones are pretty sweet. Let's see here, we got a Track 7, awesome local brewery to me. Established 2011. Good stuff, out of Sacramento, California. And then this sticker here, this is quite the gem. This is from Black Designs 81. He does some really awesome woodworking projects, really cool art stuff that I actually recently got from him, so pretty sweet. So I think I'm going to put those probably right about there and there. I have to find something to fit these holes here, but we'll go ahead and start with these. I was wondering, did I square it up? I guess on this one. Down right about there. Oh no. Almost an air bubble. Pretty sweet. And then the Black Designs 81 on Instagram. To make it look like he's doing a wheelie straight. Yeah, straight will work. Yeah. That'll work just like that. Pretty sweet. Pretty awesome if I do say so myself. So just checking my work here. Nice Track 7 Brewing out of Sacramento. Black Designs 81 on Instagram. Pretty awesome. Right next to my GAC built Cone Club. Pretty sweet. This one is pretty hard to make out, but that's the XY challenge. Not all stickers come out great. Netherworld, Koi Rejects, Drink Fresh, Burp Hops. And there is my original GAC Bike sticker. Old school, made that back in 1992. So geez, what is that? Almost 28 years old now. Monkish Brewing, Belching Beaver, Santa Cruz, Con Club, Secret Trail. There we go. Okay, I think those stickers look pretty good for this week's edition. Time for a beverage. Kick off the night. I had a little already, but I'll have a little more. Why not? My awesome new Track 7 glass. And I'm going to have a little bit of Belching Beaver Phantom Bride. Nice and foamy on top. Oh, hey, it's you again. How are we doing this week? All right, back at it again. That was delicious. So I was hoping to get this filmed a couple days ago, but busy weekend. So it's Monday, December 9th, I think. Yes, Monday, December 9th. Why not? Let's enjoy a beverage. So one of the stickers there, if you note, it was by Black Designs 81. The gentleman's name is James Blackford. He's an old school BMXer, maybe mid school BMXer too. Actually lives in England. He reached out to me a couple months ago. We chatted back and forth a few times. He wanted to get some of my old stickers. And we talked a lot back and forth. I wound up sending him a couple of my sprockets that I had laying around. And so as a thank you, he made me a couple of awesome gifts. So I got to show them off. They're just too awesome. So he makes these custom wood carvings that he basically hits it with an electrode like a welding rod. And it burns in this kind of, looks like lightning marks into the wood. And then he'll go back and he'll backfill it. I don't know if you can see that. He'll backfill it with these different colored epoxy colors to make a really cool glow effect. And So he offered to make me one, and I was like, oh, can you make one that's, you know, like a serving tray for like a flight of beers, you know, like that, right? And so he just said, well, let me go ahead and make them large enough to fit a can. So it actually fits cans and glasses. So it gives you the option of, you know, you can have up to 8 different either cans or glasses, combo of both on there. So it's really awesome. Thank you so much, James. So it's got a little handle here carved into the back, and then he has like a wax coating on it. So it's kind of a serving tray. You know, you got your handle like this. So just kick ass, man. It's so awesome. Really looking forward to showing this off to friends when they come over. So, and then an extra bonus he did, man, this one really, like, I was like, wow, that is so cool. So it's your general kind of like plank serving tray kind of thing. It could work with anything, but he actually took my original GAC Street Bikes logo, and he actually carved it. He engraved it in there, and then filled that with a similar color blue to my original stickers. I don't know if you saw earlier on the fridge there, I showed it on the beer fridge, but yeah, super cool. So you can kind of see the marks there, how it burns in the electrode kind of burns in the pattern into the wood, and then he'll fill it with this, I'm assuming that's some kind of colored epoxy, and then he does a varnish or wax over it. So super cool. But yeah, so Black Designs 81 on Instagram. Check him out, give him a follow. James Blackford, you're awesome, dude. I love it. So cool. So tonight I'm actually gonna pair up. I'll make it a surprise. I'm not gonna talk about it. We'll just let the video kind of show it and do the reveal. So, but this will give a little bit of a hint. But so, for example, I'll just throw some of the cans on here that I'm planning on doing some beer pairings with. So. I've actually had these for a while. My buddy Adam G got these two for me. So it's Conky Dong. You can see I got Billy Mitchell there, and you know, Donkey Kong and Mario. And then that's Hoof-Hearted Brewing. I think it's a quad something, but it's actually a triple IPA, I believe. Quadruple dry hopped triple pale ale. India Pale Ale. So, and then this one is Donkey Kong Jr. related, and kind of a play on words there, a Danky King Jr. IPA. So that'll be good. And then track 7, which you may have noted, the glass I have here is track 7, and the sticker I did. They did a couple of arcade related beers recently. So one's called Quarter Jam, just kind of it's a kettle sour grape jam, I think, so kind of arcade themed. And then this one here, Grapefruit Tempest, you can probably guess what that might be pairing with. So, but yeah, super cool. So you can see how that holds all the cans. Is getting really heavy, by the way, and the beer there. So we'll kind of move this around here, hopefully I don't spill it. So yeah, check that out. Is that not awesome or what? So cool. So yes, thank you, James. Super cool. Can't wait to show this off in person to more people. But yeah. All right. So as you can see, I still need to hang this one. You know, so many toys, not enough time. You can probably see this is the Prototype shirt. I talked about Prototype last time with the poster. We did do shirts too at the time. I've been thinking about the BMX stuff too. Like I said, I do like to talk about it. I think what I might consider doing is just like a separate video series on that only. I'll probably have beer too, of course, but where I just kind of go into detail talking about the BMX stuff for people who might want to know those stories. And this will be kind of a mashup of arcade games and art projects and stuff, which could include BMX stuff. But I kind of want to do these things where I tell some backstories and history on some of the stuff I've enjoyed doing over the years. So anyways, yeah, let's go ahead and we're gonna cut to the next clip, and I'm not saying what it is. We'll just kind of let it play out. Hopefully, I haven't filmed it yet, so hopefully it comes out the way I'm hoping. But so cheers, everyone. Woo! All right, here we go. So, were you surprised? Was it trippy? My little camera angle trick there. I thought it'd be fun to try to do that. So, anyways, I'm Gak. This is Arts and Craft with Gak, where I like to pair up a tasty beverage with games or projects or whatever. So, just thought I'd do something a little different this time, since I just got this little toy on Black Friday. So, and this beer I picked up recently, a couple weeks ago. 2-3 weeks ago. So it's Grapefruit Tempest by Track 7 Brewing. It's a West Coast double IPA with grapefruit notes, I guess. I don't know if they actually added grapefruit juice to it or not. Probably, because it is really, really strong. The grapefruit aroma and flavor. So as you can see, it's very cloudy. I would call it an unfiltered West Coast style double IPA. It's not the Northeast style hazy. It's different. So yeah, really strong aroma of grapefruit. Grapefruit seems to work really well with IPAs. Who was it? Ballast Point. Ballast Point was the first one I recall doing. They had a IPA called Sculpin, and then they did one called Grapefruit Sculpin. So Ballast Point out of San Diego area, I believe, Carlsbad maybe. Delicious stuff. They were one of the breweries that started really pushing the quality and the price of beers. A 6-pack of their, I think it was bottled Grapefruit Sculpin, was pushing $15 just for a 6-pack. And you know, growing up pre craft beer era, man, it was for $15 you could get a 30-pack of Coors Light, you know. So a 6-pack of that stuff, but what a huge difference though. Anyway, so sidebar story there. So yeah, Grapefruit Tempest by Track 7, pairing that up with the Tempest Replicade by Wave Toys. It's a scale model of the full-size arcade Tempest. So I'm figured, why not? Let's have fun with it. I'll probably show a little bit of gameplay. I don't know if I need to play a lot, just kind of quick, just showing how the controls work. And then I'm going to attempt, there's no guarantees, this machine, my actual Tempest. Oh, by the way, I talked about the price of the Tempest Replicade. It was, I think, upwards of $120 to $150 before it was a Black Friday deal. Well, going back about 10 years ago, when I first started collecting, maybe 2008, yeah, about 11 years ago was when I started collecting. Soon after that, within a year of me collecting, I actually got lucky and got that Tempest. Fully working, but it had problems, and I bought it for $150. So, boy, what a times have changed on prices. You know, now you get this little miniature toy for upwards of $150 pretty much, where I got the full-size original arcade machine, and now they're at least $1,000 for fully working now, really pushing $1,200 to $1,500. So I'm fortunate to have been collecting as long as I have, because man, there's some crazy prices going on now. So So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and play this one a little bit, and then we'll see. I'm gonna spend a few minutes tinkering around with that. Okay, so about a year after I bought the machine, I actually paid a local collector to rebuild the monitor for me and the power supply, just because I wanted it to be dialed. I wanted the machine to be as dialed as possible, because it was still a little bit, sometimes it worked, sometimes it didn't. So local guy got it all dialed in for me, and it ran for probably 2 or 3 years, and then I moved it, and then it started glitching out, and I tinkered with it for a little bit, ran for a while, moved it again, constantly rearranging the game room. So eventually I just kind of was like, you know what, I'll get to it eventually. Well, geez, that's been like 6-7 years now. I don't think I've actually turned it on in like 6 or 7 years. So I figured I'll just give it a shot. Why not tonight? I'll plug it in, kind of reseat connectors. Who knows? The machines get moved around, connectors wiggle loose. Mine actually has a upgrade multi-kit, the Clay Cowgill Tempest multi-kit, which has several variations of the Tempest game, and then Clay Cowgill actually programmed a custom game for it, basically Breakout, a vector breakout, so a full color vector breakout game. So yeah, I'll talk about that a little bit if I can get it running. But anyway, so let's go ahead and I'm gonna go ahead and have a taste of this. Why not? So cheers everyone. Yeah, like I said, it's really strong grapefruit notes, but it doesn't taste like artificial. I've had some beers that have the grapefruit added to the IPA, but it just tastes like someone did liquid candy or something, like a Jolly Rancher. They melted a Jolly Rancher and put it into the beer. But this actually tastes like legit grapefruit, and it's not too overpowering, it's pretty nice. It's just the right level. So yeah. All right, so let's go ahead and get to some gameplay. Again, here we go. Grapefruit Tempest by Track 7, along with Tempest Replicade by New Wave Toys. And if we get lucky, we'll go ahead and try to fire up the actual original Atari full-size Tempest in the background there. So, all right, let's cut to that. Hello. Okay, so if you didn't guess already, you can probably tell by this camera angle. What do you think? So Tempest Grapefruit with Tempest, but the surprise is not with that Tempest. It's with this Tempest. This was a Black Friday special that I got. Actually, the day that I filmed, the last time I filmed, I actually had ordered this. And Replicade is the company. They make scale model arcade machines that are actually very accurate as they can be to the original, within reason, of course. They're using LCD screens as opposed to a CRT monitor. That would be insane if they tried to do something like that, but these had to hit a price point, so I totally get it. But I did kind of want to get one of these. They came out a year or two ago, because I actually do have the full-size version Tempest back there, as you can see. And it really won't get played much, but it's just kind of a neat artwork to have to kind of tie into the machine. It'll make a cool topper, sit on top of the machine. I may have it sitting against the wall at some point and put a shelf up above, just to kind of show it off. Just cool, So the Black Friday deal, I think these originally, they were a Kickstarter and if you basically prepaid the Kickstarter, they were about $100, and then they went up to around $120, maybe $150. I don't remember the number now. Well, then for Black Friday, some extra inventory they actually dropped it to $89. And just for giggles, I looked at Amazon to see if they were running a Black Friday on it too, because they sell them as well, and they had it for $85 shipped. So I jumped on it. So I'm gonna go ahead and open this up. Do we call this an unboxing? I guess. I'll try not to damage the artwork. Voila, got the packaging, the sealed bag off. Let's see. Looks like it might slide out the back. It's a overlaid full box here. I can kind of see the seam there. So I guess we'll lay it here. My shoulder's doing better, but still kind of gets irritated real easy. Okay, let's open this up. As you can see, the art on the box matches the actual machine, but this is a picture of the Replicade. I can tell by the buttons and stuff there. So, but yeah, super cool. Tempest Replicade by New Wave Toys, I guess, actually. So. Oh, a neat little manual in here with the charging cord. Some stickers. Oh, this is the little spinner knob. I think there's options for a spinner knob that looks the same size as the original scaled, and then one that's actually oversized so you can actually play a little bit. Oh, it looks like there's actually extra knobs in there. Yeah. So this one has a sticker on it. Pull up to remove. So all right. So it's actually really nice quality. Looks like it's all plastic. Really lightweight. You can see for scale here the size of a beer can, a 16-ounce beer can. Yeah, so there's the spinner, got the buttons there, and then does the coin door actually open? Maybe that's to coin up. Press coin return button to add. Okay, so these coin return buttons here will add credits. And then power button. So there's a little power connection here. All right, well, I'm going to go ahead and cut to after I set this up a little bit. Do you really want to watch me setting this up? Probably not. It's got little grippies at the bottom. Keep it from sliding around. Pretty sweet. Imagine if this was the scale of a beer that you could drink to your game. That'd be about a 60-gallon beer. Why not? Okay. Super cool. All right, I'm going to cut back after I set this up. Okay, so we're going to give this a shot. Not sure how well this is going to work because I'm kind of standing behind the camera here, reaching around it with my hands here to kind of play the game. Obviously you can see the full-size machine back there. It's got the player 1 and 2 start. There's the fire and the super zapper buttons. And then here on the miniature size, you got the 1 player and 2 player start, the fire and super zapper, and then the spinner control, just like there's a spinner control right there. So right now the marquee is very blown out here, and because it's kind of adjusted, my camera's adjusted to the brightness of the room. But let me see if I can kind of adjust this. The room will probably go a little dark, but you can kind of see like how my hands are holding here. I would not want to machine any smaller than this. This is about as small as you can go. But I'm sure they did their market study and figured out, like, you know, how small can we make it where people still want to play it, but big enough to where it looks cool, you know. So anyway, so I'm gonna, for scale here, here's my beer, almost as tall as the machine. Okay, and then here's the can. So we got Grapefruit Tempest, which is a West Coast Double India Pale Ale with grapefruit, and that is by Track 7 Brewing. And Track 7 Brewing is out of Sacramento area near me. It's 8.5%, so it's basically a double IPA, like I said. And there we go, Grapefruit Tempest with Tempest. Okay, so you know, you can kind of see a grayish tone of the monitor. That's the LCD screen, where it's not like that at all with the vector monitor. A true arcade machine of this game, it's actually a vector monitor. So the screen is basically completely black, but where the colors are kind of like, picture like a laser pointing through there. So anyways, so I believe how this works is, I'll raise this up here. So on the bottom here, that coins up, and that goes to like a menu or something. There's a volume control on the back, but I'm just gonna kind of, like I said, I'm straddling the camera here. So I'm gonna go ahead and coin up. Let's see, oh, it says 4 credits there. So we can make that out. So if you press player 1, it should start up. I'm gonna see if I can turn this up as loud as I can. It is. Yeah, it's as loud as it can go. So here we go. So now on the actual legit arcade game, the spinner knob actually spins. You can spin it and let go, and it'll spin all the way around the circle. But this one is very rigid. But I just don't think it would work that well. People would break it if it didn't do what it does. So I totally get why they did it this way. But so far, I mean, the gameplay, it really feels, other than the spinner not spinning how it normally does, the gameplay feels legit, you know, like it actually, the graphics look good. It's not too bad for a, you know, little miniature toy with an LCD screen. There we go. We'll just play one game, see how far I can get. So you get a super zapper on each level. You only get 1 super zapper per level. I don't know if it banks on, I think it does. I think that's the 4 that's in the background there. So there's a little 4 right there. Yeah, that's level, oh, it says level 5. So I don't know how many super zappers I get, but I'll probably use it here soon, because it's going to start getting a little too crazy. Once these red guys get up towards the top. Let's see here. Oh, see, it got me, the red dude. So you can just hold the button down to keep firing. I don't think rapid fire works if you just hold it down. So you gotta avoid the spikes that are way down in there. I mean, the colors are all good. The sounds sound great. You know, it's definitely harder because it's so much smaller. So here's a super zapper. Watch this. So it kind of blows out the whole screen with the super zapper. I don't know if I'll get another one. Let's try it. Nope. You only get one per screen, so even though I didn't use any before, I still only get one. Only get one shot at it. Oh, is that it? Yeah, there we go. I wonder if it'll let me put in my score. Zoom in here a little bit. Oh, that was the other thing I was going to show you, actually, was this. There we go. So see how I adjusted the brightness? Now you can see the marquee. It's actually a lit marquee, which is super cool. But everything else, like you can barely see my hand here. Machine gets dark in the background, but okay, so I do have first place score there. So F-I-G-H-H-I-J-K. There we go. First place. Okay, let's adjust the brightness back to the room. Now the marquee looks all blown out. Okay, so that's the Replicade. So it's a really cool little machine here. It's really lightweight. It's got a plug in the back. Up here is the power button and the volume control. And it's a little micro SD connector, I believe. And then here at the bottom, there is this is for coin up, and that is for the menu, I believe. And the actual spinner knob here is replaceable. I think they made actually a scale model one, so you can pop this out. There we go. So you can kind of see that's the spinner. It's really oversized compared to the scale of the machine, but push that back on. But you know, it's barely big enough to work with your hand. So, all right, cool. Well, let's go ahead and try to get the machine going. We'll see. Any luck? What do you think? You think I can pull it off? All right. Wish me luck, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and cut to the back of the machine being open, and we'll poke around, look at the circuit board and stuff. So give me a few moments here, and we'll set that up. Okay, so real quick, I'm just gonna pull my iPad off the stand here, so we can walk around and look at this. Set the marquee. So you can kind of see there, the marquee looks really nice. It just gets blown out looking at the lighting here. So you can see here the different steps it says to do. Do I read any of that stuff? Nah. There's a 16-ounce can of Grapefruit Tempest in comparison. The Track 7 glass. Machine there. Zoom in here, there's the marquee. So walk around here. So you can kind of see the back of the machine there. There's the micro SD, mini. I think that's a mini USB plug. And then up here is the power and volume control. So pretty good construction. And then here we go with our full-size machine. Get the focus here. Come on. Okay, here we go. Had a problem focusing there, so yeah, as you can see the marquee here. So interesting sidebar here. So the artist that did this, his name is Bob Flamante, and I thought his name is on the marquee here somewhere. Let's see if I can scan. I thought somewhere he had his signature on it. Maybe not. Well, anyways, there's a gentleman named Bob Flamate, and he was the main artist for doing Atari games back in the day. I think he actually was involved with Star Wars too, and I did some home console box art. And I actually met his niece. I was friends with my wife, so I tried to set up a meeting with him. But you know, he's getting older. Oh, here we go. So there it is. So there it says Flamate right there, right in the middle. So yeah, I live in Northern California. Oh, come on, let's focus here, people. There we go. Back to focusing. So anyways, yeah, I live in Northern California, and there you know, there's some people that have lived in the area for a very long time, and I was fortunate enough to get to chatting with the niece who's about my age, and she talked about growing up, seeing some of the artwork he did. So super cool. I think he's probably in his late 70s now, so I'd still love to meet him at some point. But yeah, so anyways, we'll go ahead and cut to the back of the machine and see what we can do here. Okay, here we are at the back of the machine. The vector monitor, it's a CRT tube, 19 inch. I believe it's called a Wells Gardner 6100. Again, it's magic beyond my abilities. So that was rebuilt probably 8 or 9 years ago. Scrolling down here, there's the power supply, and then there's the transformer and some fuses, and then there's the circuit board, and somewhere up deep in there you can see some little let's see, put my finger here, you can see a little circuit board standing off there. That is the multi-kit. So it could be related to multi-kit, wiggle loose, connectors, who knows. So it's been sitting in here like this for about 6-7 years. So I'm just gonna go ahead and say screw it. I'm gonna before I plug it in, I'm gonna just kind of reseat some connectors and just inspect real quick to see if I see any weird burn marks or anything, but I don't think so. There was nothing caught on fire or anything stupid like that. So all right, I'm gonna set up the tripod and then we'll go from there. Okay, so I don't know how bad this is of an idea this is, but it's Monday night. What's the worst that could happen? We'll puff of smoke and I say, oh no, bad idea. Let's see. So I got the cord here has a, well, you probably can't see it here, just out of the shot here. There we go. So it's got a little strain relief that goes out of the back of the cabinet, and then these connectors here I'm just going to kind of unplug and reseat. I'm sure these are all filthy, probably a little bit of oxidation, quite a bit of oxidation on them, but sometimes this helps and it works. Just kind of plug and unplug stuff. Just kind of check the connectors here, make sure they're all seated. Down here on the power brick. Let's see, let's take a look at this. That's the I think first line of defense, the fuse on the power supply. It does not look like, let's see. Let's see here. Does it look like that's out? I don't know. It's hard to tell. No, it looks like it's good. Okay. All right, well, I tried plugging and unplugging stuff. We'll see. Wish me luck. Okay, well, here's a moment of truth. I think I have the power switch off on the machine, but I'm going to plug it in and we'll see what happens. Okay, nothing there. Let's take a look here. I gotta unplug my mic. So let's give this a shot. Okay, it's the marquee lit up. The player 1 and player 2 start lights up. I'm not seeing anything on the monitor though. Let's see. Okay, I plugged in the microphone here. So I can see the marquee lit up. Player 1, player 2 start lit up. Let's see if we can start a game. Nope, nothing. Oh, so I can see a glitch, a little bit of a glitch of a line on the monitor. A little bit of a flicker. So let me mess with it a little bit more. Okay, well, one more attempt. The Clay Cowgill kit, which had a couple of small adapter cards to make the multi-kit, looked like they were a little bit loose. So I basically unplugged them and reseated them. And this will probably be my last shot, just to give this one more shot. I can't spend hours and hours on this. It's been so long, I don't remember. I may have already tried this years ago and just kind of gave up and said, I'll take care of it again at some point. So, all right, so we'll see. I'm going to go ahead and unplug my microphone, walk around the machine, and wish me luck. Oh, I see some graphic glitches in the middle there. So you can see a flash there. So I can see a flash there kind of happening in the middle of the screen. It's trying to draw the graphics, so I don't know. It's trying. I think I'll give it another shot here real quick, but I don't want to fry anything, so we'll see. All right, one more time. All right, here we go. We got the circuit board pulled out. I think I actually may have identified the problem. We got two things going on here. So first off here, if you can see this, put my finger here, so you can see there's two wires here. This orange wire, I believe, is supposed to be soldered. Let's see if I can find it here. There we go. So this orange wire here has become desoldered. I think it's supposed to go right there. It was not connected at all. And then this connector, the teeth on this were bent / broken, so I need to troubleshoot that. They're very flimsy, this extender piece here, so I don't know if that's correct or if I'm gonna have to replace that, but yeah, so there you can see there's a couple of bent teeth there, so that was not lined up right, the pins there. So I would almost bet that's it. It's a combination of that for the multi-kit. It's this connector here, and then those pins there. So these pins here. So, well, we'll see. Maybe I can get lucky and that'll get it running. All right. Okay, a little bit of an update here. Last night I worked on this for a while and wasn't having any luck. I actually tried to do a couple of repairs. So there was this connector here that you can see is kind of bent, and I took that out of the spacer that was on here. So I don't know if we'll be able to see this, but I'll try to angle it. There is a machine pin connection there. Let's see if I can get it to focus. So there's a machine pin connection that goes from that circuit board to the connector below. And person prior to me, well, actually, the person I had help me get it running, I'm assuming he just decided to put this on there to give it a bigger gap between the circuit board below and the daughter card that plugs in. But these pins are just super flimsy, and they aren't very long either, so it would always kind of wiggle out, is my assumption, and that would cause problems. I was always trying to push it back in, reseat it, and I assume years ago when I tried to do it, the pins bent, and I didn't realize it until last night. And then here's the other area. So I don't know if you can see this very well. Try to zoom in here. So you can see there's a, it looks a little dirty, but basically the wire jumpers to the connection there, and the orange one there above and loose. So I'm hopeful this is gonna potentially fix the issue. So this kit I got, oh man, how long ago was that? Maybe 9 or 10 years ago. The Clay Cowgill multi-kit for Tempest multi-game, you can see is made in 1999. So there's there's a handful of things you have to do. I don't know if you have to socket the chips for both of these or if they were already socketed. And then you add those, and then it looks like there is at least a couple different jumpers. It looks like there's a jumper here connecting, and then there was a couple jumpers here onto this chip. And then this is I don't know if this was an optional thing, but it's you can see here it says menu. So basically you attach this somewhere else on the back side of the coin door, and as you press this, it goes through menu options to select the other games or go back out to the main menu. So so anyways, I'm hopeful here that maybe the difference or the combination of removing that spacer with the machine pin connection and having those other two wires soldered, resoldered, hopefully worked. But yeah, last night I could not get it. I couldn't see it. I'm getting old. So, and I couldn't find my magnifier setup. So I brought it into work this morning, and a coworker who's really good at doing solder repairs, I asked him to do it as a favor for me. So I trust his work. So hopefully that did the repair. But I'm gonna go ahead and set the camera back up. But yeah, I got machines all here waiting to be tested. Put it back on my stand there. So all right, we'll switch to that. All right, so here we are. Hopefully, fingers crossed, knock on arcade wood, that we'll get lucky and this will be up and running here. So wish me luck. Not seeing anything. Oh, I see some flashing. So it looks like it's reversed. That's interesting. Well, we're getting somewhere anyways. Well, it's like the image is reversed. It's like it's flipped. All right, gonna try this one more time. I don't know if it's gonna fix it or not. The image was upside down. I did a quick search online. My buddy Tron guy actually had a similar problem, and some other people chimed in and said it was a 44 pin ribbon connector, that it can be a cold solder joint or just unplug and plug it back in, and sometimes that fixes it. So we'll see. Okay, so it's flashing and it's upside down. But that's what the problem he said, is that it was upside down. I don't know. Well, here we are. 24 hours later. It's the best I can do. I got it to power up, but now it's flashing and the image is upside down and backwards. From what I read, there's a 44 pin connector between the two boards that has a ribbon cable. So it could be a faulty ribbon cable or cold solder joint, potentially. I don't know. That's probably the next step to troubleshoot this, but it's probably as far as I can get for now. So, is what it is. Okay, well, I tried my best. Even took it to work for a coworker to help me out. When I believe he did repair the issue that it was initially, but it looks like there's another issue. From what I read online, there's basically a ribbon cable that goes from one circuit board to the other, and it's a 44 pin connector. So either the connector itself, there might be a cold solder joint on the connector, or the ribbon cable itself. Could be any one of those potentially has an issue somewhere causing this problem. So that's probably my next step, is to check the solder joints, reflow the solder, plug it back in, go from there. So we'll see. But anyways, I do actually have a working Tempest right here anyways. So fired up Grapefruit Tempest by Track 7 Brewing with new Wave Toys Replicade Tempest mini arcade game. So here's my working arcade game and my attempt at getting the full-size Atari Tempest working, but it is what it is. So we'll figure it out. We'll get it running. So anyways, enjoy. Cheers, everyone. Okay, it's Wednesday now. I tried even one more time just for giggles. I actually tried to reflow the solder on the connectors on the ribbon cables. I sprayed deoxit on the connectors, and even the edge connectors I sprayed deoxit on that, hoping maybe that would clean it up. From what I read, it's usually the ribbon cable or the connector that needs to be reflowed that's causing this. It's basically a upside down reversed image flashing. I don't know. So the other thing I read was it could be the pokey or one of the pokies. I don't know, the chip on the board. Again, beyond my scope of ability. So we'll see. Maybe I'll get it running sometime in the near future. This is probably why I gave up like 6 or 8 years ago. Kept trying to troubleshoot and just gave up. But it's so close. Ah! Reach the beer here. Oh, reach the beer. My wife always said I had a giant head.